Morning, Stampers. Happy Funday Sunday. Or I guess it's Sunday Funday. Happy Funday Sunday. Another episode this week featuring the chipboard paper backing that is within the designer series paper that you would get when you purchase from Stampin' Up. I'm sure this backing comes in all kinds of other products that you might receive. And I don't know if you're like me and you hoard it, store it, have tons of piles. But I'm going to show you what you can do with that today. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to share with you some cards that I'm going to be featuring this month, February 17th, for Card Club, featuring the Art Gallery stamp set. So I just thought I'd share a couple of those cards. You can get a little sneak peek. The third card is just falling apart, so I guess that one's going to have to be a little bit of a surprise until I can put that one back together. Anyways, good morning. I hope some of you are up and already had your coffee and stamping. I actually have my coffee here, and of course it's in one of my happy mugs. Hoping you guys will play along again and guess which mug it is I'm drinking out of. I will give you a clue though, or maybe a couple clues. It is a one-word mug, and it does relate to stamping and to crafting, what I'm doing today. And if you've been following along, I may have let it slip somewhere along the line what my word of the year is. And honestly, I think I probably chose the word because I had a mug to go with it. So there's some clues for you. Have fun this afternoon trying to guess, and I'll post a picture kind of at the end of late afternoon. So I hope to inspire you with some of these projects. As you can see here, I've got an assortment of different paper backings and huge piles, and I clean through them every now and then, but for the most part, I actually use most of these. They might hang around for a few years, but never throw these away because they're always so useful. So useful. So we've got different ones. We've got the designer series paper backing from the regular paper, which is very thin. It's usually white, but it's a nice little thicker than your regular cardstock. And then we've got some thicker chipboard that usually comes in the back of specialty paper and foil. And this one, I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit thicker. It's probably about, I don't know, 3 times thicker than, maybe even more than the white one. And then sometimes they come in different colors. It just depends on the batch that you get on the thickness. So do keep them all because they all have purposes and make fun projects. So let me start with the basic white color and the paper blooms. I just want to show you how what I use this for. Now there's a couple of ways. I know everyone's got their own ways of storing their designer series paper, and I'd love to hear what yours are, so please share them this morning. A couple of ways I want to show you is one, using this full backing that comes in the back. Now, as a Stampin' Up demonstrator, we're able to purchase these Cello Bags that actually say Stampin' Up on them, and they're 14 by 14. So if these are something that you would like in your stash, maybe become a demonstrator and you can order those as a supply item. But anyways, by having that backing in the back, after you open up the package, it just helps to support it, to be able to have it stand up in the package. And what I like about having them in these packs is that all the scraps, the non-12 by 12 pieces, all still lay in. So you have all your collection ready to go. But keeping this backing for in the package just keeps it more sturdier. Now, another idea, the way I store mine, and it's only because I've been around the crafting world, which seems like forever. We're talking decades now. I can actually say that. I'm officially that old. What I do is I actually cut out the Stampin' Up logo. I cut it out, I keep the name, and I also want to keep the colors that coordinate with it. And isn't that fabulous? Stampin' Up now has those on these sheets. So right on there, it actually includes what colors that designer series paper coordinates with. So I'm just trimming that down because I have a little pocket. Now remember, I'm not throwing this away because I've got other projects I can use that for. But what I want to show you, and I shouldn't because it's probably hard to find, but I do have some plastic organizers that I've managed to keep over the years. And they've got little pockets. So I've got a big pocket for my 12 by 12, and I got a little pocket for my scraps that I've cut. But then I keep the tab because I want to know what the name of that is at all times. And it just kind of tucks in my pocket. So isn't that fun? And even if you have other methods to store them, you could always trim that and tape it to whatever organization you have set up. So I think that that is super fun. Now, the other things I've used this for, and you've probably seen them. If you're someone who's regularly watched these Sunday Fun Days, you'll have seen different one-sheet wonders and pieces that I've come up with. But I save all of these to use as templates. And so my little bag templates, I'll write them on here with the measurements, and I'll write it on the back. When I first started, I didn't do that, but that's my tip. Write what the project is on the back and what year you did it. That way you can go back and find the pictures later on. So there's my tip for that. But because they're sturdy, I just find it's great to have long-term to be able to pull out and reference later on. I'm not fancy with the computer, so I can't draft these templates on there. So this works for me as a template, which hopefully will work for you also. And again, like one-sheet wonders, you name it, use them as templates and store them. And the nice thing is this is instead of storing the project, because it's a whole lot easier to store some chipboard than it is to store the full made projects, right? Right. Okay. Now another fun project. So these all come in different shapes and sizes. And I know a lot of you guys are true paper crafters. So use these to draw and cut flowers, make different shapes. I managed to test it out a little bit, and I drew and made a chipboard cactus. I don't know if you can see that there, but I will post pictures afterwards. I'm hoping to create a whole lot more. It's all shabby. I still have to get in there with some of my tools to sand it down a little bit better, but it is a little rustic. So look how cute that is. You can make all kinds of little party favors with them. So I totally encourage you to go out and give that a try. So that is the cactus. Then I've made a little chipboard album. So for those of you who are scrapbookers, I just have to see what happened. I have a funny feeling it got buried underneath all these chipboard pieces. This is where I need a helper to be able to hand me all the stuff I keep tucking away. Okay, well, we're going to move on to the next project while I look around for it. Here are some fun little ribbon holders. Now, did you know that you can actually cut your chipboard with your punches? So again, depending on the thickness of your cardstock you're using, you could likely use a punch. And so this is thinner chipboard here, and I've just punched it in like that, and it punches out really easy. And in fact, the dies ran through this thickness of the chipboard, no problem. So I just want to show you these cute little ribbon holders. Aren't those lovely? Oh my God, they're just so cute. So all that is 10 of these circles punched out and glued together. So now let's talk about glue. The adhesive that works the best with chipboard is this liquid multi-glue. Now I've tried to use tear and tape, I've used dimensionals, I've used all kinds of things, but let me tell you, this multi-purpose glue is actually the best adhesive to use for your projects. So that's all I have. I've got this album to show you. Unfortunately, it must have fallen off the table or it's gone somewhere. It's literally just disappeared. But I'll be sure to post some pictures for you because I can't seem to find it anywhere. Oh, I found it. Okay, That's because it's with my pile of other stuff I forgot to share. The other best thing to use this chipboard for is as a backing when you're spritzing. When you are spritzing your projects. Now look at that. And the reason why this is amazing is because it's thick and it absorbs. And then the best part is you can actually use whatever's left over on another project. Such as making a little sign. Is this not so cute? I'm trying to find some fun things to put on my Ray Dunn displays, and I think this is just a darling for the Valentine's display. So check, keep some pieces, use your scraps, use your designer series paper, and make some of these cute little wall hangings. I still got some embellishing left to do, but watch for those pictures to be posted. Okay, the other thing is a lot of us have a lot of paper. And here is a sampler, which I've just printed on paper and then backed it onto some chipboard. And this will just make it sturdier when we go to pull it out, use with projects. I don't know if any of you are like me and we're pretty messy creating with everything everywhere. This is just easier to grab. It's easier to put up with the wear and tear of the products that might end up being dumped on. But that's just another great way to showcase the designer series paper, but have it sturdier just so that you can have that for a little bit longer. And last but not least is the chipboard album. So here is a fun scrapbook album. And again, the album cover and the album back are what are the chipboard pieces. The rest is just designer series paper. But I mean, isn't this album cute? It's a great cover. It makes it be like a real book. Oh, and the best part is you can add some tags. And so again, to make it sturdier, I've just used the thin white backing to kind of help with that. And I'm going to decorate that with some pictures and stuff later this afternoon. So hopefully you can see that finished project posted. Just gonna lift that over a little bit. So yeah, using tags, making little journaling cards and tags for your album and having the cover is probably the most common, at least with the scrapbookers, use for that chipboard. And of course, there's many other ideas. So please, if you've got some, share them. Maybe I'll use them and try and recreate them myself. Or you can go ahead and create them, take some pictures using all your Stampin' Up products and share them here. I hope that these projects inspired you and you pull out your chipboard and paper backing and try some projects yourself. Thanks, Stampers. Have a great Sunday. Bye.